Welcome back to the deep dive. Okay, so we've talked gear, we've talked tactics. Now let's get down to maybe the most fundamental choice once you know what you're hunting. And that's where it really comes down to two main paths, doesn't it? Private land versus public land. And they are, well, they're completely different worlds. Each has its own vibe, its own rules, even its own definition of what success looks like out there. We've gone through a lot of material comparing them, and our goal today is really to, cut through some of the assumptions. We want to highlight the maybe surprising upsides and the very real trade-offs of both. What we found is this isn't just about finding a spot on a map. It touches on economics, definitely conservation, and even how much risk you, the hunter, are willing to take on.
It really does, yeah. For anyone trying to get a handle on hunting today, understanding the split private versus public, it's just essential. It shapes everything, who you're competing against, how much money you're spending, and honestly, your actual odds of filling that tag.
Right. Let's dive into that first world then. Private land. The trend we're seeing, based on the sources, is pretty clear. It's heading upwards. Opportunities on private property seem to be growing quite a bit these last few years.
Yeah, and a big driver for that seems to be more landowners figuring out, hey, there's a way to make this land pay, by making it accessible to hunters.
And hunters are responding, even with costs going up. Why? What's the big draw?
It boils down to one word, really: control. The single greatest advantage of private land is managing or almost totally avoiding what we call hunting pressure.
Okay, hunting pressure. We hear that term all the time. Yeah. Can you break down what that actually does to the hunt itself? What's the impact?
Sure. So hunting pressure is basically the stress animals feel when there's a lot of human activity or it's unpredictable. Think about it like this. If a piece of land gets hunted hard day after day, the deer, the elk, whatever it is, they don't just sit there. They learn, they change their whole routine. They might go completely nocturnal, or they'll vanish into the thickest, nastiest cover they can find. They become, well, super elusive. They're essentially figuring out how to beat the hunter at their own game.
Oh, okay.
On private land, because the owner can strictly limit who's there, how many people are there, maybe when they hunt. They reduce that pressure that animals don't get that constant education. And honestly, the difference in success rates between, say, a packed public wildlife area and a well-managed private lease, it can be night and day, really astonishing sometimes.
So less pressure means the game isn't quite so wary. Higher odds for the hunter. Makes sense. Now, traditionally, getting onto private land meant you either owned it or you knew someone who did.
Very much, yeah. Access was limited.
But the research shows that's changing. And it's changing because of one main thing: leasing.
Leasing is the big mechanism now. It's kind of the great equalizer, at least in terms of access. Landowners are basically renting out